What's up, everybody? Justin here to do my fantasy booking part 2 of the WWF, WCW, ECW invasion. We all know that took place in 2001. Well, I'm fantasy booking it, and this is part 2 of my fantasy booking of the invasion. Storyline, angle, whatever you want to call it. Booking a lot of matches on pay-per-views. So now I'm going to continue this part 2 of fantasy booking the invasion with SummerSlam 2001. First, we have the WCW Cruiserweight Championship on the line. Billy Kidman is the WCW Cruiserweight Champion, taking on Rey Mysterio Jr. Yes, he's part of this. He came in 2001, debuts at SummerSlam, and he's a free agent. He's not part of WCW or WWF yet. So Kidman defending the WCW Cruiserweight title against Rey Mysterio, against ECW, representing ECW Tajiri, and representing the WWF X-Pac. So it's a fatal 4-way. The winner is Billy Kidman. He retains the WCW Cruiserweight title. Now, on to another debut. We had Rey Mysterio debut. Now on to another debut. They are team part of WCW. The Steiner Brothers. If WCW would have stayed around in 2001, I don't even know if the Steiners would have been a part of it. I don't even know if the Steiners would have even been signed to a contract. Or I don't even know if WWE wanted Rick Steiner. Obviously, they did not, because they signed his brother in 2002. Anyways, the Steiners as a team probably didn't have much of anything left in 2001, but what the hell, I'll bring them into this invasion anyway. So the Steiner brothers making their debut in a triple threat for the WWF tag team titles. The Steiners challenging the WWF's Hardy Boys, the WWF tag champs, the Hardys, taking on ECW's Dudley Boys. Winner is the Hardys. They win it. Now on to, we have up next we have an Intercontinental Championship match. Lance Storm representing WCW. The Intercontinental Champion is Lance Storm, taking on Tazz from ECW. Tazz won my King of the Ring in 2001. I did fantasy booking of King of the Ring 2001 in my part 1 of the invasion. Tazz won the King of the Ring, so Tazz is getting an Intercontinental title shot at SummerSlam. Tazz defeats Lance Storm, becomes a new Intercontinental Champion, and then after that, Tazz is going to get a huge push after winning the Intercontinental title. He should have got a huge push in 2001, but they refused to push him. So next we have now the WCW tag team titles. The Outsiders are the tag champs. The Outsiders are taking on, and the challengers are Stone Cold Steve Austin from Team WWF. Stone Cold Steve Austin and Kurt Angle take on the Outsiders for the WCW tag titles. Stone Cold accidentally hits Kurt Angle with his steel chair, so that's how the Outsiders win, and the Outsiders retain the tag titles. Up next, we have a match between Edge and Rhino, and the match ends in DQ. Why? Because we have a debut from WCW Goldberg. Goldberg debuts at SummerSlam spears Rhino and spears Edge, leaves the ring, gets a huge pop. Match ends in DQ. Goldberg debuts. He's part of Team WCW. Now we have the WWF title on the line. WWF Championship on the line. The Undertaker defending against Sting. Just think about that. SummerSlam 2001. What if we would have got Undertaker versus Sting? That would have been fucking epic. But on my fantasy booking of SummerSlam, we do get Sting Undertaker. For the WWF title, Undertaker defending. Sting wins when he gets help from Ric Flair. Ric Flair appears, comes out of the crowd, helps Sting defeat The Undertaker. Sting wins the WWF Championship. The crowd is in shock. Now to the main event, which is for the WCW Championship. And by the Team NWO, Stephanie, Shane McMahon, not Team NWO, just the NWO. Stephanie, Shane McMahon, Eric Bischoff, and they're all at ringside, watching at ringside. So Booker T is the WCW champion. He's defending against The Rock, which, of course, The Rock is part of the Team WWF. Booker T defending. Booker T loses. The Rock wins the championship. After the match, the NWO, the Outsiders, Hollywood Hogan, Eric Bischoff, Shane McMahon, Stephanie, they all beat down Booker T. They beat him up because they're pissed. He lost the WCW title to the WWF's Rock. So that is my fantasy booking of SummerSlam 2001. Now I'm going to go to the Raw after SummerSlam 2001. Eric Bischoff and Vince McMahon kick off the final segment of Raw. They're in the ring face to face, and they're just facing off, about to fight, and then Ric Flair's music hits. Ric Flair comes out to the ring after basically showing up at SummerSlam to help Sting win the WWF title. Ric Flair comes out, gets in the ring. It's Vince, Eric Bischoff, Ric Flair standing in the ring all looking at each other like, what the hell is Ric Flair doing here on Raw? Ric Flair says, I'm WCW. On the mic he says, I am WCW. He punches Vince in the face, knocks him out, punches Bischoff, knocks him out, and then Ric Flair does his woo, and then that Raw after SummerSlam ends like that, with Ric Flair standing tall. So now I'm going to go to, I'm going to fast forward from after SummerSlam and fantasy book Survivor Series 2001. Survivor Series 2001, it was billed as winner take all. That's what I'm going with. Survivor Series 2001, winner take all. If WWF wins, Vince wins the Monday Night Wars, and there's no more WCW NWO. So up first we have Rob Van Dam from ECW taking on WWF's Jeff Hardy. RVD, Jeff Hardy. I thought those matches were pretty entertaining at the Invasion pay-per-view. I apologize. Stupid fucking car alarm outside going off. Wasn't my damn car alarm. Anyways, RVD, Jeff Hardy, I thought they had very entertaining, good matches in 2001. So why not book it for Survivor Series? Rob Van Dam loses to Jeff Hardy. Up next, we have a tag team matchup. Lance Storm is, I guess, back with ECW because he's teaming up with Tajiri. Lance Storm and Tajiri take on Edge and Christian from the WWF. Edge and Christian win. Up next, we have a Survivor Series 3 team elimination, or three team elimination match. Team ECW are the Dudleys, or Survivor Series elimination match, but it's 3 teams, so it's going to be a lot of guys. Team ECW, the Dudleys, Tazz, Tommy Dreamer, and Raven, taking on Team WCW, which is DDP, Canyon, Booker T, Eddie Guerrero, and Scott Steiner. Team WWF is Test, Matt Hardy, Big Show, Hardcore Holly, and Mick Foley. So Team WWF, Team ECW, Team WCW, 3-way Survivor Series elimination match. 5 guys on each team. Who wins? Well, I got Team WWF winning that matchup. Up next, we have WCW's Psycho Sid, or Sid Vicious, whatever you want to call him. Sid debuted, I don't know, in August, let's say October he debuted. So he makes his wrestling pay-per-view debut at Survivor Series 2001. Sid takes on the WWF's Kane. Kane wins. Now, this match is before the main event, before the winner-take-all Survivor Series elimination match. WCW's Bill Goldberg takes on Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's a fucking dream match we never got to see. I'm sure it wouldn't have been a good match. It wouldn't have been a wrestling classic by any means. It really wouldn't have been that great. It might not even been good. They might not have had chemistry in the ring together. I don't know. Just like for a couple years, people wanted Hollywood Hogan, or people wanted Hulk Hogan to take on Stone Cold Steve Austin. Well, in my opinion, that match would have sucked because they have different styles in the ring. That match would have sucked, and neither guy would have been willing to do the job, in my opinion. So now to the main event. Or before that, Goldberg Stone Cold dream match for sure. Definitely a dream match for fans of WCW Nitro and Raw, because Stone Cold was the guy, the absolute top guy on Raw, probably from 98 to end of 2001. For sure he was the guy. And Goldberg was the guy in WCW for probably over a year, or maybe a little longer. Stone Cold, I got Stone Cold Steve Austin winning. I just think he would have to win at the Survivor Series. So now the main event. Survivor Series elimination. If Team NWO WCW wins, they get Monday Night Raw. It becomes Nitro, and WCW's back full time. If WWF wins, Vince by himself, because Stephanie and Shane are part of the NWO. If Vince wins, WWF, it stays Monday Night Raw, doesn't become WCW. And the WCW talent can be out of a job until Vince decides who to hire and who he wants part of WWF. Anyways, main event now. 5-on-5, Survivor Series elimination style. NWO, Hollywood Hogan, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and their partners are from WCW. Their partners are the WWE champion Sting. He's still the champion. He won it at SummerSlam. Sting is still the champion after winning it at SummerSlam. So NWO, Hogan, Hall, and Nash are joined by Sting and Ric Flair. That's a damn dream team. That's a WCW NWO dream team. They are taking on Team WWF. And Team NWO WCW's with Eric Bischoff. Team WWF is with Vince McMahon, is with them at ringside, cheering them on. Team WWF is The Undertaker, Kurt Angle, The Rock, Triple H returning from his quad injury. He returns early, and he's part of Survivor Series, part of the Team WWF, is Triple H. And the Mystery Man, that's the 5th man, part of Team WWF. The Mystery Man is Bret the Hitman Hart. I got Bret Hart back in the WWF, returns. The crowd is shocked. They give Bret a huge pop. Bret is back. I know he suffered a career-ending concussion in '99, but in 2001 he was ready to go. So I got Bret Hart as a 5th man, part of Team WWF. Well, Team WWF wins. They have to win because, well, they just had to win because Vince already bought his competition. Anyways, Team WWF wins. The Rock, The Undertaker, Triple H, Kurt Angle, and Bret Hart win. Vince and all the guys that won, they end Survivor Series holding their hands up. So Team WWF, the WWF survives. It goes on. And this ends my fantasy booking of The Invasion, Part 2. Hope you enjoyed it. I only fantasy booked SummerSlam 2001 Survivor Series. That's all I really felt was needed to book those 2 shows. No reason really to book Unforgiven or No Mercy. No reason really to do that. I could have, but then I would have had to come up with different matchups, and I didn't feel like it. So I hope you enjoyed it. This was fantasy booking of the WCW, NWO, WWF, ECW Invasion. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye for now, everybody. Have a great weekend.